Hi, Alicia. Patrick here with Drive Interactive Group. Just want to say thanks for reaching out to my Facebook post about a website audit. As you can see here, I've got your website up on my screen already. So let's go ahead and dive in. So first thing I want to start off with is basically I want to go through and kind of tell you some of the things I really love about your website. First things first is your logo. You've branded your website to what your company is, not only with your logo up here in the top left, but right front and center for everyone to see. So I think that's great. Second, you have location, hours, events, all that kind of stuff going on. I don't know if you've set up the events page yet. I mean, you have it up here, but if that's the case, or if you need to click on a calendar, make sure you update this portion here. Experience your business. You talk about all the things that you do there in your shop. As far as shop now, I assume this takes you to, I don't know if this is, I guess it's a jewelry store. So I don't know if this is something that you sell um, in your store, or you partnered with, but that would be great. I would suggest making this a no follow link, and I don't know if you're capable of doing that, but anytime you link out to another website, you always want to try to make sure that you make it a no follow link so you don't pass any juice. So the other thing is, I don't know if you have a better quality picture. As you can see, this one's a little bit blurry. But all in all, wine tasting, good. You have your newsletter down here. Once again, you have your location, um, and your hours of operation. So all that is great. So a couple things that I would suggest adding is a clickable phone number somewhere. So you have your location, your hours, but you don't have anywhere where somebody can actually call you. So putting a phone number down here in the footer, and maybe putting one, somewhere around here, I think that would be great. Also having maybe a contact form. You just have a join your newsletter event instead of being able to reach out and ask questions. I think that would be really, really important. And then also up here you have Facebook and Instagram, which is great. Maybe adding an email button where somebody can just click on it and shoot you a quick email. I think that would be great as well. So this is a one page website, which there's no problem with those. But I wanted to kind of talk about what it takes to help rank your website online. So I ran a report just kind of to see how much content you had on your website. And this was, since you have a one page website, it's really important that you have a lot of content. So you currently have 177 words, and as you can see, the words that are being used the most: events, collective, links, rank, index. I mean, there's a lot of things here that could be fixed. But with most of our clients, especially the ones that are ranked on page one of Google, we essentially have anywhere between 1,500 and 2,000 words of content on their homepage. And so what we're able to do is then add in the specific keywords that we're trying to target to help with our clients. So, keywords for you could be, decor, elegant jewelry, wines, entertaining, education, custom jewelry. Those are all going to be keywords that you can try to rank for. And so, maybe what I would suggest to add content is talk about, what types of products and events that you have going on and what those look like, and do that on your homepage for sure. I think that would be fantastic. So the other thing I did is I ran a scan of your website, as you can see here. And what this does in looking at your HTML header, your title tag, and your meta description, these two items here basically tell the search engines what your website's all about, and what you essentially are trying to rank for. So with your title tag, you're basically telling Google that your company is a wine tasting room. This is the name of the company, and it's in the United States. As you can see, you're only using 58 characters. You have up to 70. So I don't know what your main niche is, if it is a wine tasting room. If that's the case, then you're also in the Woodlands, Texas. You are in the United States, but targeting the United States is a huge area. You'd be better off targeting the Woodlands. So I did just a quick search here: wine tasting rooms in the Woodlands, And as you can see here, these are the wine tasting rooms that are in the maps. As far as on the organic area, it looks like you have wine bars here, My Genuine. So, like I said, I'm not sure if this is your main niche and this is what your main business is, but if it is, then you definitely need to talk about wine tasting more on your website. So the other thing too is meta description talks about the stuff. I want to say this is where, because you're pulling. There you go. So what's happening is your meta description is pulling information. It's almost identical to exactly what you have here when you're experiencing on this part of your website. So being able to, I mean, it's good to have it's good what you have. So I wouldn't change it, but as you can see, it cuts off here at the end. So I would go ahead and fix that. The other thing too, and this kind of talks about the different pages. So every page where the title tag and meta description talk about the website as a whole, the header tags talk about more specifically what that particular page is. And we're currently on your home page. And as you can see, you're missing an H1 tag. And what the H1 tag does, it basically tells the search engines, hey, this is what this particular page is talking about. And so, if it was a wine tasting page, it'd be, you could make it, wine tasting the Woodlands, Texas, or something like that. And then Google would see, okay, this page is about wine tasting in the Woodlands, Texas. So if somebody was to search it, you would probably rank a little bit higher because that's what you're trying to cater to. And now you have H2 tags, so you have a couple here, and you can see experience wine tasting, join the club. I bet there's experience, there's wine tasting, and there's join the club. So those are where your H2 titles are. So whatever your number one service is, you want to make sure you have that somewhere where it says wine tasting in the Woodlands, Texas, or something like that. So other than that, the other thing is I did a search about your business looking for it, and you can see here's your website and your Facebook page. And here it is right here, wine tasting room, United States. So maybe, like I said, make this wine tasting room in Woodlands, Texas, dash, line there, and then Luxe Custom Collective. But the one thing I noticed is you do not have a Google My Business listing, and you are actually losing money because you do not have one of those. They're free to set up. You just need to have a Gmail account. But if you were to just Google My Business and set up, you could go ahead and set that up. The problem is right now, and just to give you a heads up, is because of the COVID-19, Google has basically suspended all personnel from their Google My Business portion of their companies. So I wouldn't suggest doing it right now because you're not going to be able to go ahead and set it up. Wait until this COVID-19 is over. Go in, set up the Google My Business listing, and you should be good to go. And by setting it up, what that's going to do is that's going to help you get into this map pack right here, because this is your locals, what they call this. So if we were to even go in here more places, I don't, you have some cellars in here, but there's not very many wine tasting rooms. And if you guys were to make yourself a wine tasting room and set up a Google My Business, I wouldn't be surprised if you'd be in this map pack, which would help generate some significant amount of business. About 30% of all clicks go to this map pack, so super important. So in any event, I hope you found this informative. If you have any questions, please don't hesitate to reach out. I appreciate your time, and have a good rest of the weekend. Thanks.